A few weeks ago, most football fans had never heard of Vozinha. Then in Cape Verde's first ever World Cup match, a 40-year-old goalkeeper stood in front of one of the strongest teams in the world, Spain, and the result, a clean sheet, 7 saves, and a performance that shocked football fans across the globe. But the story didn't start at the World Cup. It started nearly 4 decades earlier on the island Sao Vicente in Cape Verde. His parents originally wanted to name him after the Argentine football legend Jorge Valdano, but the authorities did not allow it. Instead, they named him Zozimar, after Brazilian World Cup player. Long before the world knew his name, his grandparents helped raise him and gave him a nickname that would stay with him forever, Vozinha. Like many young players from small football nations, he didn't receive the spotlight, the facilities, or the opportunities that players from major football countries often receive. But he kept going. Year after year, he worked his way off through football. As a young footballer, he began playing for Batacu, a local club in Cape Verde. From Cape Verde to Angola, from Angola back to Cape Verde, then to Moldova, Portugal, Cyprus, Slovakia, and back to Portugal again. While many players dream of playing abroad, Vosina actually lived the journey, adapting to different countries, leagues, cultures, and challenges. In 2012, another major moment arrived. He made his debut for the Cape Verde national team against Cameroon. The same campaign helped Cape Verde qualify for its first major international tournament. The dream was growing. Over the years, Vozinha became one of the most important players in the history of Cape Verdean football. He represented his country at multiple Africa Cup of Nations tournaments and became one of the most key players ever to wear a national team shirt. But perhaps the greatest moment was still waiting for him. Most footballers retire before turning 40. Many footballers begin thinking about life after football, but Vozinha was preparing for the biggest tournament in the sport, the FIFA World Cup. When Cape Verde finally reached the World Cup stage, they were drawn against Spain, one of the football's giants. Almost nobody expected what happened next. Vozinha produced save after save, Spain couldn't score, Cape Verde held on for a historic 0-0 draw. The 40-year-old goalkeeper was named player of the match. In a single night, millions of people around the world discovered his story. His social media following exploded. Football fans everywhere wanted to know who is this goalkeeper. The answer was simple. He wasn't an overnight success. He was the result of decades of persistence, decades of showing up, decades of refusing to quit. While many players chase quick success, Osina's career became proof that some dreams take longer than others, and sometimes the wait makes the story even more remarkable. At 40 years old, standing on football's biggest stage, Osina reminded the world that perseverance still matters. And remember,
Football isn't just about goals, trophies, and highlights. It's about the people behind them, the sacrifices, the setbacks, and the journeys that most fans never get to hear. Because behind every person, there's a story. And every week, we'll bring you one worth telling. See you next week.